let you guys take care of this place. I'm going to go on a big adventure. Okay. What's our mileage read? I think it's, yeah, 2,400. 2400. 2,400 miles. Alright, let's see. Tires look like they're up. New soft, new planted lawn. Alright. Okay. Big adventure today. Oh, I got the new brakes. Notice those are right away. Okay. That means I'm going to be using a little more juice because I'm breaking in the new brake pads. Which they're naturally kind of tight to start off with. It's hard to explain, but they just rub a little bit. That's part of the deal. Anyway, to break them in, they got to wear themselves in a little bit and even themselves out, you know. Anyway, so they have to be start out just a little, just as lightly rubbing as possible, you know, just once here and there and whatnot. So anyway, they'll break right in. It'll be about a block or two. They'll be freewheeling again, especially if I use them. That's when they really break in. So today we're going with new brakes and a freshly 2,400 miles putting under our belt. Only 600 to go for our 3,000, and hopefully by then I'll have got started at least on the third and final prototype of the Solo Solar Trike, which hopefully it'll be the cat's pajamas. It'll be everything that I've learned and put it into that one, and have gears and suspension, so many good things, disc brakes, good differential, which I had to do that on this one. I made the second iteration of the Solo Trike, and that, and I upgraded the solar canopy, the cells. Okay, so the adventure today is we're going to the church. On our way there, though, we're going to be working on the stair lift for Grandma and everybody to get up and down the stairs down. The kitchen is downstairs in the dining room, so it's real nice to have that lift. Anyway, batteries or something, not charged. It's hard to say what's going on, but we got new batteries, new charger, and a new remote. And I watched some videos on the internet about it, and hopefully I'm going to be able to figure it out and get it going again. We got to have it, me and Grandma, for the potluck every third Sunday. West Street Baptist, you all are invited, by the way. This last one, I got to actually play the music for it. You know, I just did Leaves in the Stream. It was real, you know. Twyla was real nice. She told me to give me a nice compliment. Anyway, I got the turn signal on like a damn idiot. Okay, well, it's supposed to be on right now. I'm trying to remember to turn it off. So the big adventure today isn't actually going to the church, but it's because it happens to be Tuesday, and it happens to be in the working hours of the State Hospital History Museum on the State Hospital campus, and it's on the way. I have an extensive lifetime history, kind of. That might sound funnier than it meant to be. Anyway, I've been around the state hospital my whole life, kind of. It's been a part of the deal. We lived always within just a little ways of it. So we're going to stop by the State Hospital Museum. And not just that, but Old Willie's barbecue pit down on 13th at the main entrance, which I just posted on Facebook about all this, so I guess you could check that post out with a, you know, they've got some great stuff on the internet about the Colorado State Hospital here in Pueblo, Colorado, and the tunnels. Bob and Nell Mitchell, that's their name, but, they run the museum there until Bob passed away. It's a big story, and I prefer, I guess, not to talk about it too much, but every time I'm involved with that place in any way, it gets really weird. Every time. I mean, weird on a real weird level. I'm talking about having dreams, recurring dreams in my childhood about the tunnels. That before I even knew there was tunnels, I had dreams about the tunnels. That's the truth of it. Well, is it? No. It's hard to say, because we live there. See, we lived on, basically, it's not on the State Hospital grounds, but it's more on the State Hospital grounds than it isn't on it. And it was this old Irving Hill, which I should go by there. You could see it from here over there on the other side of the tracks. We'll look at it from the top of the bridge. Anyway, yeah, we go right by there. That is where I dreamed of a tunnel from the State Hospital. It involved a wall there in my bedroom coming down, and creatures coming out of where the wall was at, tormented souls, and tormentors. It's hard to describe. It was the scariest thing ever, and the scariest thing was I didn't really wake up from the dreams. I'd just sort of be sitting there at the end of it, wondering what in the hell happened. It was like a waking dream. Nightmare, definite. That's the stuff of real nightmares. Anyway, anyway, the tunnels. It ended up that it was true. It proved out one day, quite a while later, one of the fence posts in the fence that Dad put up, or had put up while he was there, where we lived there, right there where my bedroom was at, between there and the road, a fence post fell into one day, just dropped. There was something, a big void underneath of it. It was a tunnel. I know it was a tunnel. Dad didn't want to, he just didn't mess with it. He got it repaired. We got to look down there and whatnot. He didn't know if it was an old septic tank or something else, this and that. But see, the other thing is there's the hill there. I'll give you a good look at it there. And there's the State Hospital there. The north grounds. And oh goodness. So while you're looking at that, I always called that the administration building up there, but looking at the history that I was looking at today, there's a lot of things I didn't know. And that's such a great mystery to me. Anyway, we lived right up there on the hill, see, on the old Irving Hill. That's what they called that. There was an old school. I actually went to Old Irving 1 year before it closed down. I was in the 4th. That's where I met one of my best friends, is Mike Potter. At the time, we were the best of friends. That was all there was to it. You know, at that age, it's where you learn to fight, you learn how to carry yourself and everything. Mike was a wonderful friend to have. Mike Potter, God rest his soul. Anyway, Mike. Anyway, we used to have sleepovers and whatnot, you know, over at Mike's house. We'd smoke cigarettes and stuff like that. Anyway, and other stuff too. Eventually, everything, you know. Anyway, but there was a fellow that we went to school with there, and he lived right there in the Meredith Mansion. His Greg Meredith. He was a friend of ours. He was at some of those sleepovers, and of course, you know, boys talk about all the damnedest things. Anyway, especially at a sleepover. And what were we, like 13? You know, young teenagers, whatever, in that age. Anyway, he would tell us about his dad had his own operating room, is what I remember, in the basement under the mansion. And there's other operating rooms, and at the other end of the tunnels. I was never able to prove those out. I've been in the tunnels, but I have not seen operating rooms. But I did talk to Bob and Nell at the museum, and they actually showed me a doorway with a staircase. They said that was the entrance to the tunnels, and they talked about there actually being an operating room down there, as I remember it. It's been my whole life, and you know, I'm a fanciful guy. Like I say, me and Brad, we even wrote a movie about the state hospital and the tunnels, and it was quite a deal. Quite a string. It would have been a great movie, man. It had Nazi war criminals. It was made into administrators at the hospital and this and that, doing experiments on humans, you know, human experimentation and whatnot, electrocution, drugs, operations. The sad part about it is that you know, growing up around in close vicinity and always being pretty close to the hospital here, we're actually getting over here on the grounds again. This is Hood Street, and you look on those maps. Now I'm talking about the cross street. This is 17th Street that we're on. I'll do a little circle here. There's a chimp campus, parking areas, tobacco free. You got to look at it there. No photography allowed. Well, we didn't know that till we saw it, so that makes us at least honest. We didn't mean to film. Anyway, that's the actual campus, and across the street here is too. I've seen the pictures, and Grandma's told me about the tunnel when it was built underneath 17th Street here to connect the south campus to the north campus. In its heyday, the hospital was a city within a city, literally. Had its own police force, its own everything. Anyway, it was all very controlled, as I understand it. There was a lot of good, and there was a lot of terrible and bad too. A lot of really good, though. And that's what we got to do, is learn from the good, you know. So the bad is really probably why it happened, because in this world, the bad guys seem to, like I say, it's not too far off on that Operation Paperclip and the Nazi war criminals and all this business. That's a natural place to put them, is over a state hospital, to where they can actually get away with whatever they want to. And it's all great and legal, especially with the government backing them up, you know. Witness protection program, or war criminal protection program. Anyway, that was a part of the movie script that me and Brad wrote. We took some liberties, you know, in our storytelling there, and even made it go back before the state of Colorado. Anyway, to where it was, you know, Indian stuff. Anyway, Here we are. Mike Potter's house is right here. I spend many a night over here. Somebody's moving into the place. I owned the place across the alley for a while, so kind of got taken advantage of, but I can't complain, I guess. Anyway, I lost it. Anyway, that was Mike's house, and this is where we used to hang out. This is our stomping ground. We knew all the kids our age around here, and we hung out and played football and all kinds of different stuff together. Well, they're getting to work inside, evidently, remodeling. I've seen a truck with a lot of scrap on it. Right over here's. Oh, I remember just playing in this field here. Now this is all on the edge of the Colorado State Hospital. I'm going around the skirts here. This is Martin Street. It's going to hook up with 17th, or what is it? 15th. Yeah, 15th Street. And they're kind of swinging through here. This is all the state hospital, and that's the Meredith Mansion at that time, in my childhood was called. He was the superintendent at that time, Charles Meredith. And Craig lived here. This is where the museum's at. I don't know if it's still called the Meredith Mansion, probably called the Superintendent's Mansion. That's the way it's described on the maps too, that I looked at on the web this morning. It was fascinating to see that. I still contend that there's tunnels going all over the place for all kinds of other different reasons around here, including Willie's barbecue pit down here on 13th, which Willie's oh boy, talked about a spooky old guy. Old guy, man, he's about as spooky as they get. He likes music though, and we don't know how to take each other. Every time we talk, it gets really weird. We end up just looking at each other's eyes and wondering, what in the hell? And then we just stop talking. I eat my meal and he does his thing, and we just kind of think about how spooky each other is, I think. Anyway, here's the main entrance to the hospital. I want to see, I hope Willie's open. After the hospital, I'd like to get a meal and talk to him. I talked to both of the museum and him about making this movie that me and Brad had talked about, started writing. Anyway, there's the directory. See there? There's the campus. Conference Center Museum. And there's cars there. I'll bet Nell's there. This is going to be wild. Okay. Technically, I shouldn't be filming in here, so I'll turn them off as soon as I get parked. But we should get a look at it here and see the experience. This is available to you on Tuesdays within the hours there, 10 to 4 p.m. Oh, and Saturdays 10 to 4 too, or by appointment. You've seen the number there, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and come up here and park. Like I said, one of my friends, I found his obituary. Craig was our friend. I guess I'll be safe to park out here. Okay. 2403. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, that was wonderful. What can I tell you? I got some pictures on the phone, some of the displays. I talked to Nell and another fella, Richard. I got his business card. He's a Historic Society, Pueblo Historic Society. Anyway, he showed me some of the he is a blessed individual who gets to go through pictures, you know, uncalculable how many pictures he's got. It's files and files and files and files of hundreds of pictures in each file. Pictures of operations of the work on the tunnels being built in the 30s. The official tunnels, anyway. Like I was telling Grandpa, I had some tales about that. I'm going to do a quick circle around here, just real quick here, since we're just in the runway here. Maybe hopefully they won't frown on me. I tried to get down here, because what I understand is there's operating rooms over here. Looks like Willie might be back there too. Anyway, I might catch Willie there. That tells you things like fate are real. If Willie's there, what they told me the last time they saw him there was weeks ago. If he's just back in just for today, that tells me there's things like fate involved in this little thing here. Maybe I'm going to make a movie. I would love to make a movie. I want to make a movie about the state hospital. Oh my goodness, I was telling him, open, it's open. Willie's in there. Ah, damn, all right. That's a good deal. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Hey, Auntie.
Yeah.
I'm just getting ready to leaving Willie's now, heading to the church.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
Alrighty.
All right, honey.
Okay, bye-bye. What time is it? 4:04. Oh. Got my new brakes. That's nice. So, I've been doing a lot of talking to Nell and Richard and some other gal at the hospital, and then to old Willie. What a day. What a day. So what did I talk about? I wish I could tell you all here everything. I talked to him about how the history of the state hospital is so critical for our generation now to look at, because there's so many things that we can learn that we don't have to learn again. We've already learned these things, and because we don't have to learn them again, we can throw out the bad stuff. You see, that's the thing about the state hospital, is there's a lot of really bad stuff too, you know, a lot of nightmarish stuff, the cemetery and unknown cemetery, you know, the bodies and everything. Anyway, I was just looking at pictures. Richard was showing me pictures of all that when they dug it up, and how they didn't get them all, and this and that. And there's so many things, and I had to laugh at Nell. Her and Bob, they showed me the entrance to a tunnel there at the mansion. And of course that was years ago when Bob was still alive, and I brought it up. And we were looking at the map, and I told him, I said, I gather that these dotted lines are the tunnels. And they confirmed that for me. I was right. And then I said, they don't show any coming to the superintendent's mansion. And I know that I told you and Bob showed me the entrance. And then Richard confirmed for me. He said, you're standing on one. And sure enough, right there, I wasn't standing on it, but right next to it was a door in the door, a cover on the door, on the floor. And he said, that's the tunnels right there underneath you. And I didn't bring up the operating room. It wasn't proper at the time. But, you know, in Meredith, Charles Meredith, though, I got to see some pictures of Charles. And I actually, while I was online, I was looking at a case that they had where, you know, they put people in the state hospital who didn't want to be in the state hospital from time to time. And from other cities, you know, is a good way to get rid of somebody who was causing problems. Denver evidently kind of liked to get rid of some guys. Put them in the state hospital. That'll teach them and get them straightened out. Take them a couple months to get back on the straight and narrow. And you know, you can just imagine all the other things that happen. I know, see, being involved in the mill and knowing all that, you know, through the years, people did stuff out there you just couldn't believe. Had big parties and little parties, and brought people in, you know, girls in from outside the mill and everything else, and had little, you know, and everything else. Man, it was something else. Hi there. Okay, we're going to work on the staircase here. Alright. Anyway, we'll try and remember this conversation after we get done. Okay, having a big adventure today. Gotta lock the trike. Alright, we all packed up here. I found me another knife. You'd be surprised at the stuff you find on the side of the road. Okay. All right. Alright, well that went well. We got it fixed. Put the new batteries in it, and it started working. We got a new charger and a new remote, and the remote worked. So all was good. Well, I'm going to go ahead down this way, and we'll go back through the state hospital complex and get you another view of that, since this is our big adventure today. I've been doing videos quite a bit here. And I don't know what I gotta put something together, I guess. I don't know. So what we were talking about, the state hospital, and yeah, so many lessons that we've already learned in our history. Using the hospital to take, see what we got here 100 years later is we had another plague just like they did at the hospital. Back then, the flu, we had the COVID, everything's repeating, the world war is getting ready to start up again, that same thing back then. But back then they came up with this thing where there was a city in a city, and it was the state hospital. And it took people who would otherwise have no direction and be kind of homeless. I'm gonna go back and check on something. Anyway, take people who are, you know, homeless and no direction in life and whatnot, you know, everything. Nothing derogatory. But take them and give them a place to where they can get cleaned up and learn to take care of themselves. If they don't already know, to learn how to clean up after themselves and clean up after others, take care of themselves and others. Do things like raise food, crops and cattle, chickens, pigs. That was the way it was at the state hospital. They had their own farms, their own pigs, cows, and chickens, and turkeys. Everything else, milk, eggs, and they actually could sell them for a small profit. They had a gift shop or whatever. I seen there. Oh, there she is. She's okay. I knew I'd get your attention. I was just checking on you. All right. So, anyway, we got a homeless situation here today. And something like the state hospital, the good part of the state hospital, it took people like that and give them a place where they could clean up and learn a new way of life. You know, a way of life that's sustainable, where people turn into good citizens and are able to take care of themselves and others and get along. Respect authority and whatnot. Anyway, the hospital is a wonderful example to learn from, and there's so much. There's literally 100 years of important information about what'll work and what won't work and why. Skirt the hospital grounds a little bit there. I got some good pictures on the phone from the museum, and I've actually got some books and stuff I could probably borrow some pictures out of them and post them on this video. I highly recommend that if you're in Pueblo, Colorado, on Tuesday or Saturday from 10 to 4, that you stop by the Colorado State Hospital Museum. It's very, very, you can't believe how interesting it is. We're going to be going over part of the graveyard. I think if I remember right, there's a nice little monument we can look at. This is great stuff for Halloween. Kind of gruesome. I had some dreams that were terrifying. That's a fact. Dreams of tortured souls and tormentors. I knew about I dreamt of the tunnels before I ever knew there was any tunnels. That's fascinating there in itself. This is the park here, and I believe there's a monument up here to the. They were digging up bodies, and they were kind of crammed and folded up, you know, into small bundles. Let's see here. This might be in there. There's a big doggy. There's a big doggy. Where's this monument at? I was sure there was a monument around here. There's bodies and maybe it's on Hood. Maybe. I thought it was down here though. Shows you what I know. Anyway, great stuff. You know, every state hospital has quite a history, I imagine, just on the whole whatever of it all. El Pueblo Pride Park. That's wild as hell, ain't it? Again, there's a cemetery underneath of it. It might be over on Hood, see. Anyway, we'll do a little spin around there. Colorado Mental Health Institute at Pueblo. Those was the nurses who were housed out here too. They had their own housing. There's Willie's. Seemed like he showed me a picture of it where they were digging him up, and it goes right to the edge of Hood Street, I think. That Richard fella, he's got access to a multitude of photographs and history, films, pictures, recordings. He's got access to all the history. He's with the Pueblo Historic Society, I think. Wow, what a deal. There's the mansion. The superintendent's mansion. I'm going to take a spin around here so you can see the back of it. Got barbed wire. Still. Little courtyard in the back. Really a nice mansion, you know. I don't know, it might even be a swimming pool. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, no trespassing, no photographs either. See, I think that's the women's prison there. I asked them, I said, is it a hospital or is it a penitentiary? They said it's a state hospital, still a mental hospital. Because I don't know, you know, it seems like it's been taken over by the Department of Corrections, the DOC, as far as I can tell. But anyway, we didn't get that as deep into that as I'd like to gotten about. But we did get a talk about what to do with it now. I told them the facilities is all still here, evidently, and what it takes is some acreage. You know, if you're going to have the homeless, giving them a place to clean up, the facilities still got to have a place to raise cattle and chickens and pigs and grow crops. It takes acres, you know. But the state hospital has the acreage. if it's not all penitentiaries and prisons now. They indicated that it's still a mental hospital, but I kind of think it's more of a penitentiary now. Special penitentiaries. Jerry's Kids Penitentiary. Something like that. See, we're still on technically on the state hospital grounds, kind of. Now we're going down at the 17th part. Grandma, I saw a picture of, and Grandma told me about when they dug this all up and put the tunnel underneath 17th Street. It was a big project. I believe that's when Grandpa worked on the tunnels, was in the 30s, under a WPA program, or something like that. This was the main gates here on 17th. I'll do a little spin here and you can see. Here's the entrance where on the maps you can see it there. In and then the out. I'll tell you right there, see, that's one of the air vents. That's where the tunnels get their air. From that little house looking thing there with the vents on it. That's, see, they got a greenhouse. They got the facilities here to do this stuff. When you see them little houses with the vents on them, that means there's a tunnel underneath there. Right here, that's part of the powerhouse. I think that's definitely probably hooked into the tunnels. The maintenance part of the tunnel system. We lived up this road here on the hill up here. There used to be a big hill here, but they took all the dirt for no turn signal. People don't use their turn signals. I'm bad enough, I leave mine on, but at least I try and use them. Real productive day, I guess. We got to talk about something besides the Ashkenazi Jews and the Greater Israel Project and the war, World War III, and the depopulation agenda, and everything else. You know, there's a lot of things to talk about. I don't know if I've told you about any of this stuff. I'll have to put some of them, put them other videos together. Talking about them Ashkenazis and the history of the world that nobody knows except for me. I try and tell everybody. They don't listen. Oh no. They don't listen to Charlie. That fella's ostracized. He's shadow banned. He's blackballed. And everybody knows it. They don't know why, but they know it must be for a good reason. Something's wrong with him. He drives a tricycle powered by the sun. Huh. Mildly retarded old man. Made his own CNC machine, milling machine. Made his own tractor with a loader and a backhoe. Made his own bed. roofed his own house, dug up his own yard, and laid all the pipes and everything else. Poured foundations, made a cellar with a 3,000-pound door. There ain't nothing. I mean, I'm a do-it-yourselfer. If there ever was a do-it-yourselfer, I'm an independent do-it-yourselfer. About as independent and do-it-yourselfer as it can get. I'm also alone, so there's that too. I don't want to need anybody though, you know. New brakes are nice. Hot damn, that's good. The rear brakes on this are standard stock Schwinn Meridian brakes, and they wouldn't stop this thing. If I had to depend on them, I'd be screwed. They barely slow it down. They help, but they're not very much braking power. See, it doesn't even barely slows it down. It's like good for, you know, going down a steep hill, kind of like Jake brakes, kind of slows you down just a little bit. But you got to be able to stop. You can't be just slowing down. That's where that front brake, I can lock it up, stop quick, especially with new pads all adjusted right. So if you make a solo trike, I'm telling you, you got to have a upgraded differential and an upgraded brake system. If you're using a Schwinn Meridian setup, don't try this at home. Your wheels will fall off like they did for me, and you'll get big scars on your body like that. Being a solo rider ain't the easiest path in life, you know. Solo rider is a solo rider. Yeah, he's a bad mofo, yeah. He's a solo rider. Solo rider. He's a bad mofo, yeah. A solo rider. Yeah, yeah. A solo rider. He's a bad mofo, yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't mess with the solo rider, baby. You know what's best for you. You don't mess with the solo rider. No, no. You mess with the solo rider, you ain't gonna like what's coming down on you. 'Cause the solo rider is a bad mofo, yeah. Is a solo rider. Yeah, he's a bad mofo, yeah. He kicked like a mule, yeah. Sting like a butterfly, too. Sting like a bee, fly like a fish. Yeah, that's right. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and kick like a mule. Yeah, yeah, he's a solo rider. He's a bad mofo, yeah. Oh, you don't mess with the solo rider. You know what's good for you. You better stay clear. Better leave that one alone. 'cause he's a solo rider. Don't depend on no one. He's a bad mofo, yeah. He hold his own, yeah. He's a solo rider. A solo rider. He's a bad mofo, yeah. Oh, solo rider. Yeah. I wish I had that on film, my experience with talking to Nell just now on this trip. Richard. It's all burned into my brain though. I still think it's funny. Nell, the way she looked at me when I told her, you and Bob showed me that this place has a connection to the tunnels too. And I didn't tell her the operating room, but they told me that too. Anyway, but I told her it doesn't show up on the maps. The way she looked at me, I told her, I'm a thinker. That was when Richard told me I was basically standing on one of the entrances to the tunnels. There was a kind of a hidden doorway right there. And the other gal said she'd been down in there to look at some of the networking, you know, when they upgraded technology. And she said it's a terrible mess down there. But see, the weird thing is, if you can just imagine this Charles Meredith living in the mansion there as a superintendent of the Colorado State Hospital for some, I think he was in there for a couple decades. Anyway, a fellow like that in that position, having access to his own personal operating room. That right there is enough for a good hell of a story. What do you think? I sure think so. I'm going to check my mail here. I planted grass in here. I haven't quite figured out. I shovel-tilled it all up. It's all soft and kind of muddy right now, softy. So I really like parking the trike over there, but that may be a thing of the past. Let's see here. I'm gonna go around this way here. There are cats. I got 13 cats. You believe that? That's a hell of a number of cats. 13 cats and 9 lives each. I got cats for 20, 30 years. Saddest damn thing I ever seen. There's Miss Bumpy Dumplings. I got my turn signal on. Hi, Miss Tinkerbell Bumpy Dumplings. There's a name for you. Well, let's park it like this, I guess. Oh, that's so soft. Well, I got a escape artist. Them chickens as escape artist, you know. Okay. 2408 on the mileage. Come here, you escape artist. You better get back in there. Oh, y'all gonna come out here and dig around for worms. They sure loved it when I dug up this yard. I got a lot of worms. It was like a chicken holiday. Okay, I gotta turn this off. Still got a full tank, and that was a cloudy day. Okay. Tools. Coffee. Okay. 13 cats on Halloween. What do you think about that? Okay. That was a great adventure, wasn't it? Well, we'll see if we'll make a movie out of that one. Okay. Okay. How you doing, Morning Wood? Everything okay? You look good. He's getting old enough now, he's got some spurs on him. Okay. Hi, Red. Hi, Red. That's my baby. Yeah. That's my Red. There's Muzzle Top. There's Morning Wood. He's coming to see what's going on. Come here, Morning Wood. He's kind of afraid where his last rooster left. He's wondering how many days he's got, I think. He's doing all right, though. He's still hard on them hens. They're starting to grow their feathers back, but old Morning Wood, he's hard on them. What he's doing there. Hi, Red. How's my Red, baby? Morning Wood hard on you. Morning Wood. See, they're growing their feathers back. Hopefully they'll have them back by winter time. There's one that's doing real good. How you doing, baby? Come here. You guys want a pet? Come here. There's the young ones over there. See. They got it pretty good. There's Boo Boo, Queen Boo Boo. She's in a chicken pen like she's not supposed to be. And cats love to go into no cat land. What are you? Oh, you're peeing over there. Well, you're terrible. You're marking your territory over there. Boo Boo. Tinkerbell Bumpy Dumplings. What are you doing, Boo Boo? You know you're not supposed to be there. Let's see if I've got any eggs. I've got to clean my chicken pen. Chicken coop. Well, it dropped off on the egg production quite a bit. A couple every couple days, really. Hi, sweeties. Come here. How you doing there, honey? Yeah. Hi there, honey. Come here. Hi there. Come here. Come here, babies. You guys want an afternoon snack? How you doing there, baby? Pretty chickens, huh? Pretty rooster. They're pretty chickens. There's a little pigeon toe over there, the white one. She had the messed up legs. and put a rubber band on them and got her legs right, but her toes are still kind of bent funny. Pigeon-toed. I guess that's what they call it. I don't know. Anyway, she gets around pretty damn good. Not too bad. Cats. Let's see. I'll give her a quick chase in there. You better get on in there. How about you, Gray? Come on. Come on, baby. There you go. Get out of there, you kitten. What are you doing in there? Kitten. What do you think you're doing? Kitten's in there. Okay. I got it. Let's see, I'll show you. $2,408 miles. And I don't know if I can do, I don't know if that trip thing will work or not. Yeah. Okay, anyway. There's a solo trek. Solo rider, he's a bad mofo, yeah. He's a solo rider. He got a lot of cats, yeah. Pee-wee, what you doing there, Pee-wee? Muzzle top. Fuzzy ears. You don't have a name yet, you're a kitten. You're shy kittens. Tinkerbell Bumpy Dumplings. Yeah, you hungry? Fuzzy ears? Where's homeless kitty? Okay. Alright, I guess that's it here. I gotta put all this stuff away here. Okay, I was up on it.